Welcome back to Michigan's Morning Show. I'm Cheryl Fritze. It is Friday. It's Friday, March 2nd. We're coming to you on 1240 WJIM Lansing, 1340 WJRW Grand Rapids. Also heard on statewide on 8 other radio stations. We're glad you're with us this morning. Going out on the phone now to Ron VanTimmeren of Celebration Cinema. Good morning, Ron.
Morning, Cheryl.
How are you? That's the kind of good morning I like to hear.
Yes, I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Pleasure to meet you. Glad to talk to you.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you over the phone. I look forward to doing that in person. Wanted to talk to you about what is new at the movies this weekend.
Well, there's a couple of new wide releases, but I got to tell you also the Best Picture, The Artist, is making its way into more theaters around Michigan this weekend as well. Of course, fresh off its 5 wins, including Best Picture, and one of those movies, if you haven't seen it yet, you owe it to yourself to go to the theater and see a silent movie on the big screen. That's something in my 35 years of doing this business that I've never seen before. It was an awesome experience.
I have a quick question, if you don't mind, about that, Ron. As you know, being involved with the theaters and Celebration Cinema, as you said, over the time frame that you have, when you heard that there was a silent movie coming to the theater, you think, oh boy.
Oh boy, and people, you're surprised when people come out of the movie about 10 minutes in and go, hey, there's no talking in this movie. And so, yeah, sit back and relax and enjoy that if you haven't experienced it. And I thought, yeah, this is not going to be a commercial success. How can it be? I mean, but right now, over $30 million in the bank for The Artist, and it's great to have a Best Picture still playing in the theaters. So, and I also want to mention Act of Valor is holding over this week. That was #1 in theaters last weekend, and that is a terrific action movie about our military and starring real Navy SEALs, and I'm just gratified to see that it could do almost $25 million this weekend. That's definitely worth checking out, too.
Well, and I do love when movies are held over, and particularly ones like you say that we didn't expect, perhaps The Artist and then the Act of Valor. That means people are thinking going into movies, and the ones that you love it when a really meaningful one is held over, it's because people are demanding it.
Exactly. You can see that word of mouth working at the box office, and we've had a great first quarter so far, and we're about to, this weekend, have our first bona fide blockbuster with The Lorax, or should I say Dr. Seuss's The Lorax. That movie is tracking up as high as $60 million this weekend. Of course, it's based on the famous children's book. It's a 2D, 3D, and an IMAX 3D version of this movie, created by the guys who did Despicable Me and Hop, the writers of Horton Hears a Who, so they know how to make these kind of movies. Great voice talent, including Danny DeVito as the little guy, Zac Efron, Taylor Swift, Ed Helms, Betty White, all lending their voices, and it's rated PG, good for the whole family. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, Cheryl, we've got Project X, which is rated R for all the reasons you could think of. Rating a movie R. It's the high school party when the parents aren't home, gone quite awry from the director of Old School and Hangover. So definitely an R-rated adult feature in Project X.
I was going to... Oh, go ahead, Amanda.
Ron, how Hangover-esque is this movie? I mean, are we going back to a little bit of the teen dramas, like when we were doing She's All That and that kind of stuff? Are they moving back to that, but with a party twist?
Absolutely. The one review I read compared it to a John Hughes movie, albeit rated R, and it's set up in that sort of lost footage, like somebody brought their video camera to the party, and as they're filming all this mayhem that's going on, literally it's rated R for mayhem. I've never seen that before in a rating explanation. So yeah, a lot of momentum in this movie because it just doesn't quit. It just gets crazier and crazier as it goes on.
When you think you've hit the end, nope, they push it a little bit farther.
Exactly.
What about Being Flynn? Do we know anything about that?
That one is not in wide release this weekend.
Okay.
There's only the 2 this week, 4 more next week. Some of these smaller pictures don't get wide releases this time of year, and so many of the holdover movies are still doing so well in theaters, including that film Journey 2. That is holding over very well. Tyler Perry's Good Deeds holding over very well. Last week's openers, Wanderlust and Gone, still in theaters. The Vow and Safe House from 3 or 4 weeks ago still going strong, so a lot of good holdovers, too.
We do love that. I have to ask you this question, Ron. What are you seeing this weekend?
You know what? I love animated movies, and I can't wait to see the Lorax in 3D, and I'll probably even get a chance to see it in IMAX 3D. Animation has always been a favorite of mine, and this looks like a terrific performance. And if I hadn't seen Act of Valor, I might even go see that one again. That one was so good.
We do love it when it's one we want to see again. You know, I'm part of a group. There's about between 5 and 9 or 10 of us. Every Friday we go to the movie. We meet at 6:30. We don't even know ahead of time what we're going to see, but it's almost without fail. And we just come on over and we take a look at the board, see what we want to see, and we go. And we see a lot of really great movies and some not so great movies, but we sure see a lot of enjoyment.
I wish more people were like you, Cheryl.
I'll wave at you in the
Friday
lobby.
night.
I'll wave at you at the lobby this time.
Absolutely.
Very good. You wanted to say, Amanda?
Yeah, I have one quick question. Did you see Drive when it came out, Ron?
I did, Amanda. How about you? Have you seen it yet?
I have seen it, and there's a lawsuit that's going on right now about the movie Drive. They're saying that it was very anti-Semitic, and there's a woman that was saying she's very offended by this movie, and she's got this lawsuit going out against it. And I didn't see that in the movie, and I was just curious if you did.
Boy, I am trying to remember. I mean, that was a strange movie, and that's a love it or hate it kind of movie for people. So if you didn't get it, I could see where you could start reading into the content a little bit. But, man, I cannot remember anything that kind of controversial about it. It was very violent and crazy in that respect, but I don't remember the controversy.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see where this goes, because now she's going to civil court.
Well, yeah, an Oakland County judge approved an attorney's motion Thursday to dismiss that lawsuit. So maybe that's the end of it. Will, I can't thank you enough for joining. Nice to meet you over the phone.
Take care. See you at the movies.
Very good. We've been speaking with Ron VanTimmeren, Celebration Cinema.